You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
The Tigers are going bowling for the 9th consecutive season. We'll recap the win against North Alabama, sit down with Quindell Johnson to recap his incredible career as a Tiger, and look ahead to the regular season finale against SMU. It's The Ryan Silverfield Show. Let's go.
The game is on.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams.
How sweet it is, the Tigers are going bowling for the 9th year in a row. Hi, everybody, I'm Dave Woloshyn.
And I'm Jarvis Greer. That's more than any Group of 5 team. You want to see how they get there? Here are the highlights.
The Tigers coming in needing one win in their final 2 games to go bowling for the 9th consecutive season. Also, senior day at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Quindell Johnson among many to be honored before their final game in the 901. Then the action got started, and it was all Tigers all the time. Early first quarter, Seth Hennigan dropping it in the bucket to Eddie Lewis. Great job tracking the ball for the 38-yard touchdown catch, number 5 of the season for him, complete with the CPR celebration, 7-0 U of M. Easy day for Hennigan because this ground game did damage. Just over 2 minutes later, Jay Ducker getting some goal line work with Brandon Thomas out for the season. Easy 6 for him. Double the lead. It's 14-0. Tigers now up 21-0 in the second quarter. North Alabama punting away to Lewis, and the New York native keeps cool under pressure. Gets in the open field, and look out. Lewis makes the punter miss, dives for the pylon. They take a second look at it, but after review, ruled a touchdown. 60-yard punt return score for Lewis, his second total touchdown of the game. 28-0 Memphis. Let's show some love to the aforementioned Johnson. Ensuing drive, the leader of the Tigers defense jumps the route, comes up with the interception, number 4 of the season, as he's pushed out of bounds. And in his final home game as a Tiger, he invites the whole defense. Yeah, come celebrate with me in the end zone. Tigers over Lions big time. Memphis shuts out North Alabama 59-0. Their first shutout since 2015 means they're going bowling for the 9th straight season, the longest active streak for any non-Power 5 program. Let's get some very happy post-game chatter.
And then what an awesome way to honor number 59, Danton Bartow. 59 points. I mean, it couldn't have scripted any better. His number painted on the side of the field, and now it's etched on the scoreboard. At least, hopefully, we can leave it up there for a while until the USFL comes here. So, great day. Obviously, always things to improve upon, but I'm proud of the guys, and we will never take for granted going to a bowl game because guess what? Half the teams in college football don't, and so the opportunity to go and do what we are and what we're capable of is great. And it just shows the kind of the battle and the willpower of our young men to continue to push through things when there's some ups and downs of the season. Now, we still got a lot of football left to play. We understand the importance of SMU in that game, and what it's going to matter for us, just continue to push forward and improve and find a way to get a win next week.
Coach, we hear all the time, culture, fit, and those are magic words. What do they really mean? For instance, what is your culture? What's the perfect fit of a player for you?
Yeah, I think you hear it all the time, right? Coaches and CEOs of companies always talk about the culture of their group, the culture of their program. And to me, what that is how are the young men on a day-to-day? And what's it truly all about? Right? When you peel back the onion, what are they doing? What's it look like? How are they behaving? How are they acting? What do they believe in? And so the culture for our program, it all stands from a couple things, right? It's having standards of excellence in everything we do, right? On and off the field, right? You've heard us use the old mantra, all in, right? Attitude, love, little things, intelligence, and now. All those things brought in to create our culture. And that's the type of young men that we have within our program and all 185 people that involve with the Memphis on a day-to-day. Now you also talk about the right fit, and what does that mean? Well, look, when we're recruiting a student athlete, we're not just gonna go find a 5-star guy because his film's good. is he the type of young man that we want as part of this program? Is he going to be great in the community? Is he going to make the alumni proud when he steps on the field and when his playing days are all said and done? So you tie all that in. It's quite important that you're recruiting the type of young man that you want that fit your culture and that make a great difference on and off the field.
To help that culture grow here at Memphis, and you are out there recruiting, are you looking for more guys, or do you want more guys to come from, say, winning programs? Oh, he may be a great athlete, but his team was 2-6.
No, I think that's a huge part of it, right? I think we've all seen players that have come from programs that may have not have had great success, but sometimes that winning culture, the idea, and maybe that the program came from, right? Maybe it's a work ethic or a way to do things. Sometimes that is a direct reflection on the type of young man that person is. And so if they've been coached hard in high school, if they've been held to great academic responsibility, won championships, well, sometimes it's a little bit easier to bring those guys in because they understand what it takes.
How has the NIL changed culture? Because let's say it, quarterback gets a bunch of NIL money, the left tackle doesn't get any. How does that work out?
Yeah, I think it's unique. You look throughout college football and you're hearing this all the time, right? It's one in recruiting. Sometimes the very first question a recruit may ask is, well, what are you paying? And that's a legit question they're able to ask now. And then you go into it, and then within your own locker room, right? Is there a divide because such and such players making X amount of money and such players not getting a drop? And so you gotta kind of find that fine balance, and there's only so much you can control as a head coach with that. Reality is, hey, let's all work as a team. Let's all do this thing together, right? The NIL is something that an outside source handles. Let them handle that. Let's go out to the best of our ability and continue to be close together.
When you try to find these guys and help them mesh together, what exactly do you look into a player's eyes and say, look, son, I want you to do this here, and then what kind of feedback do you get from them?
I think, Jarvis, so much of that is you ask them, what do they want their college career to look like? What do you want? What are your hopes, goals, and dreams? And then, okay, that's what you want. You want this. You want to get a 3.8 GPA, okay? Oh, you want to be an all-conference player. This is what you want. Oh, you want to be able to go to the NFL and provide for your family? Okay, I'm going to hold you accountable to those things that you say you want to do. So if you're 5 minutes late for study hall, well, there's going to be ramifications of it, right? If you're not studying your playbook and you don't know the offense or defense or special teams, well, then shame on you because you came here and you told me this is what you wanted. So now I'm going to hold you accountable to all those things. And sometimes when a young man understands, hey, this is the standards that the University of Memphis football program is all about. This is what this is all about, and this is what we're supposed to the way we're supposed to act, the way we're supposed to do things. I'm part of that program. How do I give back and make sure that I'm holding my end of the bargain?
Making her look good, Johnny.
You making her look good,
Making her look good,
oh,
Johnny.
Hey, that's me right there.
Certified, Johnny.
Certified, man.
Certified. Big stepper. I don't know how far this is finna shoot. Oh! This Ash. The ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it look like a good ball. This is a good ball. Yeah. Why do I feel like I don't know what I'm doing? Put that cone on the 5. Right hash, right hash! Hey. Right hash, right hash!
To say Quindell Johnson has had an incredible career at the Tigers would be a massive understatement. We sit down with the leader of the defense to talk about it all. Coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Welcome back to the Ryan Silverfield Show. It'll be a sad day when Quindell Johnson puts on that number 15 Memphis jersey for the final time. We sit down with the unquestioned leader of this defense to talk about the brotherly bond that helped get him here and what lies ahead. Quindell Johnson, I wanted to start out. How do you put into words your love of football?
That's a great question because my love for football is really unconditionally, man. Like I love the game. Just growing up playing it from a young age. I mean, just having fun playing the game. It's been it's been very good to me. I say, you know, I've been treating the game well. It's been treating me well. So I mean, my love for the game is very unconditional.
Before Johnson was the ultimate chess piece on the back end of a defense, his primary position was the polar opposite.
Growing up playing park ball, I was always quarterback. I played a little linebacker too, but I was really more of a quarterback growing up. Also going a little bit to high school.
But going into his sophomore year, Johnson decided to switch his attention from QB to safety, a call he says was difficult but necessary.
It was something, you know, that I wanted to do because at the end of the day, I wanted to go to college. I didn't want my family to, you know, have to pay for me to go to college. So I had to look at my life different. I had to look at a different perspective of what I needed to do to change, you know, to get my way on the field, to see the talent that I have. And that was something I wanted to make for myself, just for me. And I think that decision right there alone put me in the position that I am today.
The one person by his side, literally from the start, was his twin brother, Kendall.
So that's my best friend, man. We did everything together. Just having him by my side the whole time, man, it's something that, you know, you cherish. You're gonna cherish for life because he's my twin brother. We was in it together. We was going through stuff together, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, that's my best friend, man. And just, you know, playing with him, it was great.
After finishing their high school careers with back-to-back state titles in Louisiana, they thought they had shared the field together for the last time. But Quindell, on scholarship with the Tigers, convinced his twin bro to come to the 901 with him.
I thought we was gonna go our separate ways. I was trying to prepare myself, but once he decided to come with me, I was happy again. I knew we was gonna be together for these next 3-4 years before we came to Memphis.
It became even better when Kendall made the team as a preferred walk-on.
It was a cherishable moment, man. You had to just soak it all in because everybody don't get the opportunity to play with their brother on the next level. So once that happened, it was all go time.
It was fun while it lasted, but in the spring of 2021, Kendall hung up his cleats for good to pursue other opportunities. Quindell had unfinished business that he had to attend to without his twin brother alongside him.
I had to notice that. I had to realize that he's not here, that I have to, you know, worry about what I got going. But I knew he was always going to be on the sideline, but he wasn't going to be on the sideline. He was going to be somewhere in the stands cheering me on. So I just had to take that in and just really get used to it, and I did. And now he always at the game, so it's cool now. But when he left, it was a little different.
And soon, his own time as a Tiger will come to an end. So what comes to mind knowing the finish line is close?
Just my journey here as a Tiger, man. I look back all the things that I did when I was younger, my redshirt freshman year. I think about those things, how I helped us win, you know, a conference championship, and, you know, get the team back rolling, get the city back rolling. I mean, it's been a wonderful journey, I would say, man. Giving everything I had, you know, just doing the right things that I need to do to put myself in a position that I am today. So just looking back on those times, man, it's gonna be bittersweet, but I think I gave it all I had for this university, for this team, and I don't regret anything. I think I left it all out there.
When I say favorite memory or favorite moment as a Tiger, what comes to mind?
For sure, I always say it was my first blocked field goal because that kind of set us up for game day as I think about it. I mean, it was something memorable because you just never know when your moment gonna come in. Just me being that young, I'm only, 18, 19 at the time, just, you know, helping the team out best I can and making a play like that. It was memorable for me. My second one is, I would say, is my first interception as a Tiger against Ole Miss, my redshirt freshman year.
What does being a Memphis Tiger mean to you?
It means a lot, man. That grit, that grind that we always talk about. You know, I come from a gritty city, so just being in Memphis and, you know, that motto that they have, I mean, it matched my demeanor, my personality that I have. So. And this Memphis football team mean a lot. Just being a Tiger mean a lot. Just having a family like this means a lot as well. So this means everything to me.
What is the legacy you hope you leave behind here?
That Quindell Johnson was, you know, a great leader, that he gave it all he had. He did the things that he needed to do. He led the right way, that he made sure that he wasn't straight, but you know, everybody else was good, that he was always a team player, that he wasn't selfish at all.
Luckily, if you enjoy watching Johnson play football, he's likely coming to a TV screen near you on Sundays instead of Saturday next season.
It's surreal. I mean, it feels like it's a blessing. You know, I mean, when we were younger, you know, you never think about things like that. You know, you just playing. You think about your idols, who you are. Like that's what you worry about. You ain't really worrying about so much of, you know, being in that field. You want to be like the guy that you idol when you're young. But you know, just being a few steps away, man, it's surreal. It's a blessing. You know, I put myself in a situation to where, you know, I could play on Sundays. So it's a real blessing. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I made, that I have right now. So I'm just gonna take advantage of everything.
Quindell Johnson has been a phenomenal football player. But when I think about Quindell Johnson, I don't just think about what he does in between the white lines. I think about the type of young man he is. And he's a young man that I've known since high school. I know his family. And I know the ins and outs of Quindell Johnson. And he is a phenomenal person. He does it right all the time, right? National Football Foundation academic scholar, one of those guys that just done it right. He gives back to the community all the time. He's a leader. He's everything you want in a young man on and off the field, and it's been such a pleasure to have him as a Memphis Tiger.
And a lot of the young guys that you say that he is an example for, he leads by example, but he also talks that game as well.
Absolutely. Not only does he talk the talk, he walks the walk. He backs it up in everything he does. Like I said, the way he gives back to the community, the way he leads, even clean up the locker room, and then they play on the field, it backs it up quite well.
It's the regular season finale in the Lone Star State. We look ahead to SMU. That's coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
Coach, you got him last year, but SMU put 70 on Houston a couple of weeks ago. Tough challenge.
Yeah, they put more than 70 actually on Houston. They're one of those teams that's rolling, right? New head coach that's had a lot of offensive success. Obviously, we're gonna have to go down to Dallas Thanksgiving Day weekend. It'll be a big challenge for us, but our guys are excited and ready to roll.
When you look at what they did last year in the game that you had against them, and as opposed to how they're playing this year, similarities, differences?
Yeah, look, it's very similar offensive style, and what they've done, they've obviously changed up their coaches, new defensive scheme, so they're doing some different things. We got to be ready for a variety of different deals. They're very multiple in defense, but offensively, right, they're going to trust their veteran quarterback to go out there, play at a high level, and put up the points and see if you can play the chase game.
How would you rate that new Mordecai Tanner guy?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's one of those guys that's, he's just doing it at an extreme level. He's always played really well, and all of a sudden you look and it's just consistently over and over and over. And he's got some weapons all around him.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
SMU put 70 on Houston a couple of weeks ago, but the Tigers did get them last year. We'll put a wrap on this one in just a minute.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Thank you so much for staying up late night to join us on this show. Next week, our penultimate Ryan Silverfield Show. Don't miss it.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. Next time you need a car battery, just pick it up. Visit AutoZone.com and select same-day store pickup. Just one reason why AutoZone is America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.